All this stuff's getting heavy. I'll dump what I don't need. Everyone's favorite journalist reporter, Amy Rose, is hot on the scoop. I'm heading out. You've been fabulously helpful.
Already? Before you go, Espio and I wanted to give you our presents.
My presents? You're both too sweet. Thank you!
Vector, it seems we have more guests.
Amy, there you are! Have you found any leads yet? Oh, the detective pair needs help from the birthday girl? She knows everyone's allowed to be sassy on their birthday. This tip is just too juicy to ignore. I'll see you all around. Don't worry, Sonic. I'll be the one to avenge you, and quick!
How are you going to leave? The door to the next car is locked.
Oh, you doubt the birthday girl? The birthday girl has a master key. Right. The birthday girl gets the birthday key.
Of course, it's a birthday privilege.
I'll solve this case before anyone else. Bye!
Amy may be hasty, but she's thorough. Now what are you two doing? Looking mighty suspicious, I say.
I'm the detective, so I can't be the murderer. And I'm, making sure things go well.
Things aren't going great. Sure, if you've forgotten, there was a murder.
Well, I mean, besides that.
Besides murder?
My social skills non-existent. Wow. They knew exactly who would be playing this game, I guess.
I'm Vector, the butcher. I'm licensed to handle raw meat. I'm Espio, the poet.
Ah, poetry! A resonant message from poet to reader meant to challenge our delicate perspectives with the most rhythmic of prose. Can I hear some?
Sure, Teardrops in the spring. Can you hear me sing? La la la. Was that it? I have more if you like. Cherry blossoms in spring.
I'm satisfied for now, thanks. At least he's rhyming, I suppose. Yuki and I are here to establish both of your alibis. Can you walk us through what happened right after Amy had everyone leave the dining car?
Sure, it's simple. We just explained this to Amy, actually. When we were all set off, Rouge, Blaze, Shadow, and Sonic all passed through this library car, where Amy told me and Espio to stay. I promptly picked a book off the shelf and made myself comfortable. Vector got bored, so he left to see what Knuckles was up to in the saloon car. Yep.
Where was Rouge? We happened to see her lipstick stain on a cup in the saloon car.
Rouge came over to the library car, seemingly looking for something. Then she went to search the saloon car. She came back shortly after. We heard her shout,
"No way!"
at the brochure stand over. But she left back to the casino car, before Shadow came through and locked the door.
I wonder what she found. She's obviously been on the hunt for something.
After Rouge left, Shadow walked through the casino car, then entered the library, locked the door behind.
More importantly, why has Shadow been locking doors?
Shadow walked through the library car to the saloon car, where Knuckles and I were playing games. He insisted on showing us up at Super Monkey Ball. Got so engrossed by the rolling monkey action I hardly noticed when Shadow left the saloon car. Guess he walked through the library car to the casino car, again locking the door behind him. Then returned to the lounge car where he was meant to be stationed. When Vector came back, we realized that Knuckles locked the door to the saloon car. We were stuck in the library car. That's when the train sped up. We were worried about the bookshelves falling on us, but we got through it all right. We sat trapped here until Amy arrived asking questions. She's the one that told us someone murdered Sonic. And yeah, that's all that happened.
With all these locked doors, it seemed Vector or SPO couldn't have left the library car or the saloon car. Thank you both for your cooperation. We're just gonna peek around and we'll return with any questions.
If you return with any meat, I'll chop it up for you. And if you'd like to be serenaded with a poem, I've got you covered too.
Thanks, guys. Their alibis seem solid enough, but we should still search for clues. What we're looking for is any evidence that proves what they're saying is true. We need to confirm Vector's reason for leaving his post and determine if Espio was actually in the library car reading. A tall task, but we can do it. Let's get to the bottom of this, Tails. Absolutely! Ooh, brochures! There are travel destination ideas here, like amusement parks, caverns, hotels, restaurants. Oh! Yuki, look at this! There's a couple of maps here. This seems to be a map of the library car. The books are categorized by genre, which are listed here. I love a good overhead map. Let's take it. Should we take this brochure about a cave too? Look, there's stalactites. Nah, leave it. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Wow. Apparently my character in this game talks the way that I do. A globe of our marvelous planet. I haven't traveled around much. The islands are fun and all, but I'd like to visit some of the countries. They're a lot of fun, honestly. Plenty of wonderful people and shops. The food can't be beat either. Sounds like perfect for a vacation. The conductor was talking about Spagonia, if you've ever been there. I have, actually. If you're ever visiting, be sure to stop at the university and say hi to Professor Pickle. He'll tell you everything about the area and makes one scrumptious sandwich. I'll keep that in mind, thanks. This group knows everyone and has been everywhere, haven't they? Trash can? I hate to say it, but there's nothing here. I really thought there'd be something there. Yuki, are you sad there was nothing in the trash bin? No, I'm alright. I'm sure there'll be something hidden in the next trash bin we find. You really think so? Yeah, we just gotta stay optimistic. Yeah, okay, these trash bins hide a secret, I'm sure of it. Yuki, you're pretty unconventional, but I like that. Was that supposed to be a compliment? What's this bright red book? Oh, yuck. This reeks of the evil dog scientist Dr. Eggman. Oh, it smells like rotten eggs? Yup, This is Dr. Eggman's autobiography and recipe book. What kind of recipes? Who cares? I wouldn't trust any book he's written. It's weird this is even here. Maybe people just appreciate an omelet. You may not be wrong. So many books on the ground. I wish I had time to pick them all up. Sadly, I have no interest in picking up these books.
A lot of these were knocked out by the train speeding up. But Rouge pulled a lot of these out too, searching for something.
What reckless behavior! I feel sorry for the poor books. The spines are creasing. They're opening too far. This kid feels empathy for everything. Let's just take a pause and sit for a second. These chairs are comfy, so plush. Puts me in the mood to read. Makes me want to take a nap, personally. In fact, maybe I'll rest my eyes a bit. Yuki, no! Don't fall asleep! There's been a murder, remember? If I had a ring for every time a murder ruined my nap time, you would apparently have one ring, I would hope. One ring to rule them all? Containing the darkness bind them? Chaos Cola? Wow! I wish I could stop and look at all these books! But Sonic needs me. No time to rest. Alright, let's move on then. Well, I mean, a little peek wouldn't hurt. He's scavenging through the books. Through all the book titles excitedly. Just like a kid in a candy shop, or in this case, a genius in a train library. That's odd. I know some books have fallen out on the floor and everything, but every book on these shelves is in alphabetical order, but this one. It's the user guide to the Mirage Express, the train we're currently on. You think someone found it on the ground and put it back? Maybe, but it is interesting. Let's make a note of this. Oh, poor thing. That arm is really struggling to clean up this car. To be fair, I wouldn't want to clean up all this mess either. Let's just leave it alone and to do its thing. Yeah, probably for the best.
Fancy a poem? Locomotive in motion. I think I lost my lotion. The window shows the ocean. Oh wait, there's my lotion.
I don't know about that one. Thanks. Actually, I liked that one. Huh? I don't know what I'm missing. Clearly there's still something else I'm supposed to click on. this looks like it's supposed to be a character from Sonic Forces. I think it might be the default avatar.
Did you bring me any meat to chop? I may be a butcher, but they confiscated my meat cleaver before getting on the train.
You actually tried to bring a knife on the train?
I'm a man of authenticity, Tails. Without a knife, I'm just a chef in a ketchup-stained apron, not a butcher.
I think if you had a knife on you, we'd definitely think you were the murderer.
But what if I hid the knife?
You know, I'm not the biggest fan of this line of thought. Shadow supposedly walked through the library car before going to the saloon car. When Shadow left the library car, he locked this door on the way out. There's gotta be a reason he's doing this. Should we make a note of it? Yeah, I do believe we should. I think we found enough clues. Oh, okay, apparently I had to click the door that leads out to get the last clue. Yuki and I are here to confirm two things. Why Vector left to go play games with Knuckles, and if Espio really was reading in the library car. Vector, we'll start with you. Why did you leave the library car to visit Knuckles? You're prepared to present evidence if need... Oh, that's easy.
I got bored. What? I wasn't entertaining him enough, it seems. Vector enjoys being social. Plus, we were instructed to mingle, so I remembered the arcade machine in the saloon car. Figured I'd go check it out.
It seems to line up with the information we gathered from Knuckles. And that brings our attention to you, Espio. Rouge entered the library car, found something, then left. You said you immediately started reading, but what were you actually reading the entire time you were in the library car?
Of course he was.
Ow, Vector's voice is especially hard on my throat.
Once Espio starts reading, he doesn't stop until it's done. I've seen it happen.
It must have been a good read. What was the book?
Espio doesn't owe you that, detective. Let the man live. What if it was embarrassing? What kind of things do you think I read?
If you won't talk, I have a hunch what the book might be. Yuki, could you help me out? Alright, Yuki. What do we think Espio may have been reading? Well, I guess this is my only option to present. It's the only thing that's a book.
A manual? You think Espio was reading instructions? What argument could you possibly have to support this?
Oh, we've got more lanes this time. Oops. What? What? There are books scattered around the floor for sure, but the remaining books on the shelves were all in alphabetical order. All except this manual, meaning someone, at the very least, picked up the manual and put it back in the incorrect place. This lack of attention to detail isn't normally like you, SBO.
Hey now, I won't have you insulting my pal like this. Calm down, Vector. Know you mean well. I can handle myself. Apologies, SBO.
A butcher and a poet, friendship can form anywhere.
That is indeed the book I was reading. Mirage Express Manual. Trains are cool.
In that case, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the manual. Yuki, if you don't mind. Could you ask SBO some questions about the manual? Just flip to a page and ask away. Oh, I see. Quiz SBO about the manual to prove he read it. Which page should I quiz him on? Okay, what efficient and extremely accurate technology was installed to assist in keeping the train spotless?
Robotic arms. During events, they can perform a variety of tasks, and are responsible for cleaning up the trash and messes afterwards.
I remember the conductor saying the train can clean itself. Though I have a feeling the train company just didn't want to hire any janitors.
Robotic arms can also detect weapons or explosives being brought onto the train, ensuring passengers' safety.
Seems like SBO aced that question. Yuki, hit him with another one. Oh, okay, which page do I choose? What is the Mirage Express's cancellation policy?
No refunds, and you will be charged a no-show fee. This does not apply if you're over the 65.
Wait, not only do they not give you your money back, they charge you extra on top of it? The person who made this rule must have been over 65. Last one, Yuki. Let's see if SBO can get 3 for 3. Gotcha, which page should I pick last? What was implemented to support the conductor duties and ease general chain obligations?
An intelligent data processing system. It works in tandem with the conductor to ensure smooth travel for the guests.
I remember this. The train has an autopilot, but it can't access its full suite of capabilities without the conductor present.
Now, did I pass your little test?
Totally. It's wild you were able to retain all this information so quickly. Actually, he could just be reading my mind on it all.
A poet's brain is often surprising.
I don't know if I'd be bragging about that. You clearly read the manual. These answers feel far too specific to be guesses.
And you both had the nerve to question my buddy like that. Don't we want to be supporting folks who read?
You have to admit, though, reading the entire time a murder occurred does sound a bit suspicious, even if true. But he answered all my questions so calmly. That's very impressive.
No, I understand everyone's cautious attitudes. Vector was the only one to see me reading after all. My alibi is hard to substantiate despite being the truth.
Well, you definitely read through the manual, so I suppose we can't... SBO, is that true? Vector was the only one to see you reading?
Yes, that's correct. Problem?
Frankly, I don't believe that can be true, and we have evidence to back it up. Yuki? He always puts me on the spot. Okay, Yuki, think. We should have a piece of evidence that linked to someone who also saw SBO reading, but what?
I'm not sure what you're trying to say with that. Don't waste my time.
I'm sure that's right, Yuki. We have evidence. Do we have... But what... I'm not sure. Oh, not sure that's right, Yuki. What evidence do we have that shows someone else should have seen Espio reading?
Shadow's lock? Please, pray tell, what this has to do with anything.
We're up, Yuki. Let's get our argument together. Oh no! Oops! Oh no, it's turning into like a rhythm game. I'm bad at those. Oh, just barely made it. Shadow walked through the library car to get to the saloon car, where he set the original high score on the arcade machine.
Yeah, but I ended up beating it. It wasn't the high score long. Fox are natural gamers.
Espio said he saw Shadow enter the library car, but he's mentioned nothing about Shadow's return. He only mentions that Vector came back. When Shadow left Knuckles and Vectors in the saloon car, Espio was fully seated reading his book for a good while at this point. We know Shadow had to walk back through the library car when he left the saloon car. There's absolutely no way Shadow and Espio didn't notice one another on Shadow's return trip.
I mean, it was a simple slip-up. I was just fully immersed in my book that I didn't notice Shadow.
You're telling me the sound of doors opening and locking wouldn't have caused you to look up? Welcome back, Misari.
Well, you see...
I can sense Espio's desperation here. Defending the argument that he was reading the entire time isn't easy. So if you didn't see Shadow returning from the saloon car to lock all the doors, then at that moment you were really in the were you really in the library car at all? But I know... but how would Espio leave? Shadow locked all the doors and no one saw Espio in the saloon car. It's a mystery, my dear Yuki. One that I would love for Espio to solve.
Gotta believe me.
That cool demeanor is vanishing.
I was so involved in my book, I didn't notice Shadow pass back through the library car. Honest. When Vector returned, he even had to tap me on the shoulder to get my attention.
Yeah, I think I remember doing that. I must avenge my friend's death, so I'll ask you again, Espio. If you weren't there for Shadow to see you reading, then how did you leave the library car?
I wasn't. I didn't.
Why doesn't this seem right to me? Tails definitely feels like he's onto something, but I don't see it. Was Espio simply sitting reading, or did he somehow vanish to not notice Shadow's return to the library car? What should I do? I have to make sure our guests are taken care of. I have to speak up. Tails! We have a piece of evidence that can answer all of our problems. Alright, my fellow associate, lay it on me. What piece of evidence shows Shadow and Espio couldn't have seen one another? It's gotta be the library map. Alright, now let's get my thoughts in order. Oh no. Oh, just barely. The library map? Oh, I see! See the exits? They're right across from one another, a straight path. If Shadow walks down the straight path, there's a way Espio and Shadow couldn't have seen one another. Looks like you'll have to point out exactly where on the map you mean. Where could Espio have been for Shadow to not see him?
Interesting. That's where I was sitting reading my book. I can second this. When I returned from the saloon car, Espio was in the same spot.
That confirms it then. You see, Shadow and Espio couldn't have seen one another from this spot. Because a bookcase is in the way. There's no way Shadow could have seen Espio or vice versa. Oops, that was me. There's no way Shadow could have seen Espio or vice versa. Makes a lot of sense why you never mentioned Shadow's return, Espio. There's just no way you would have seen him.
I apologize for losing my cool back there. I felt like I was grasping, despite telling the truth. But I'm glad you all believe me now.
Your alibi isn't the most airtight, but I have no further points. Thank you both for answering all of our questions. We did it! Another pair of alibis validated. So many locked doors to worry about, but I'm glad everything straightened itself out in the end.
Well, I'm exhausted. I'm gonna crash here for a bit. These chairs are so comfy. Likewise, I could use a breathe.
Sadly, our work isn't done. I have plenty of questions for Rouge, and especially Shadow. Oh, it seems like the door to the next car is open. Amy must have kept it open when she passed through earlier. And that's our cue to leave. See you later, Vector and Espio.
Give 'em heck. If you need any meat chopped up, say the word. I'll keep my poetry sharp for both. A murderer is on the loose, while doors keep getting locked. Tick-tock goes the clock, while our heroes are in the caboose.
At this point, I'm feeling pretty confident in our detective abilities. We're really doing this. Come on, Yuki, let's see what's next. Coming! You sure you don't want to stay and look at all the great books a little longer? Wow, that mustache. Rouge, there you are. We have a lot to say to you. Okay, I'm going to save, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it here, because it's getting late, and this is murder on my throat. So in hopes of still having a voice left tomorrow, I will go ahead and give myself some rest. Thank you everybody for joining me. I hope everyone enjoyed this, especially with all the voice acting involved. I'll see if I can find somebody to read real quick, and then, hope to see you all again next time. That's all for this episode. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe, or join me on Twitch or Twitter. Hope to see you next time on Yukikaze Gaming. Botany!